Hey guys, welcome back to Pro Gun. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. Greatly appreciate that. I've had a lot of my viewers ask me to compare the Smith & Wesson Equalizer with the Glock 19. So we're going to do that. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. If you can't decide between one or the other, and you can't get both and you can only choose one, hopefully the information in this video will help you make your decision. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a side-by-side comparison between the Smith & Wesson Equalizer and the Glock 19. We'll go over some of the things they have in common, some of the differences, and hopefully this will help make your decision. So they're both chambered in 9mm, and they're both on polymer frames. We'll start with the barrel length. The barrel length of the Glock 19 is about 4 inches, and the barrel length on the Smith & Wesson Equalizer is about 3 3/4. So if you put them side by side, you could see, there we go, you could see that the Glock is a little bit longer overall, so that makes the Equalizer a little easier and more comfortable to conceal carry. Now if we go by the weight, Glock 19 is about 23.6 ounces. The Equalizer is 22.9 ounces, fairly similar. Now let's talk magazines. This is a Glock Gen 3. The Gen 3 comes with two 15-round magazines. The Gen 4s and Gen 5s come with three 15-round magazines. The Smith & Wesson Equalizer comes with 3 magazines. You get a 10-round, a 13-round, and a 15-round. And you also get this Maglula speed loader, which is really cool. Now, if you put the 15-round magazine in the Equalizer, it is the same height as the Glock 19. However, if you choose to go with the 10 or 13 round, let's try the 10 round, you could see the 10 round magazine is almost an inch shorter than the Glock 19, which again also makes this easier to conceal carry. They both have a rail that you can mount the light on. And if you go by safeties, you have the normal Glock split trigger safety here. And the Equalizer uses a back strap for safety. You either love them or hate them, but that's the technology that they use. The Equalizer is optics ready. You just remove the 2 screws here, take the plate off, mount your optic, and you're good to go. The standard Glock 19 is not optic ready, and you would need to get the Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS if you want to have an optic ready, but then that really pushes up the price. The Equalizer also has incorporated the EZ technology, just like they have in the Smith & Wesson Shield EZ. And let me tell you, it really is easy. You only need 2 fingers to rack this. If you're older or you have arthritis or you just don't have the hand strength, the Equalizer is definitely much easier to rack. Now let's talk about finish. Now forget the fact that this is Cerakoted. The normal finish on the Glock is just a plain dull blued finish. The Equalizer has got a beautiful finish on it. It's got a slight gloss to it, and I just think the finish is better. And while we're at it, you see how deep these fins are to make it very easy to grip from the front or the back. And the Glock just has these shallow grips in the rear. Talk about the sights. You have your normal Glock sights, and then the Smith & Wesson has the 3-dot sights. I like the sights better on the Smith & Wesson. I really hate the sights that come on the Glock Normally, the first thing I do when I get a Glock is I replace those cheap plastic sights. Another thing is for ergonomics. The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is much more comfortable, and they did a great job with the stippling here. It's just enough to not slip out of your hand and not abrasive enough to scratch you, as opposed to the standard Glock stippling that can be a little slippery. And normally what I do with my Glocks is I put Talon grips on them, but because of the Cerakoting here, I didn't choose to do it on that. Like I said, you can't go wrong with either one of these, but I just want to compare these for you so that if you can only get one of them is a clear standout. Now, if you want to talk about accessories, Glock by far has the most aftermarket accessories than the Smith & Wesson. And one other thing is the warranty. The Equalizer has a lifetime warranty, and Glock comes with the standard 1-year warranty. Now, the most important thing, let's talk about value. You can purchase the Smith & Wesson Equalizer with 3 magazines and the Upalula speed loader for under $500. The Glock, if you got the Gen 5 MOS, you're talking $625. Now, I'm not bashing Glocks, believe me. My everyday carry Glock is a 10 millimeter. I'm just not a fan of the Glock 9 millimeters, only because everyone else has innovated their technology, and Glock has pretty much been unchanged since day one. I certainly wouldn't fault you if you choose to get a Glock. They've made a living off of their reputation of them going bang every time. They are extremely reliable. So if you did choose to go the Glock route, I definitely wouldn't blame you. But if you can only buy one, I just think that the Equalizer is a much better value. I don't think that the Glock is $150 better. And this is no slouch either. I mean, I put a lot of rounds through this, and I have not had a single misfire or hiccup, so I would have no reservations of carrying this every day. They both have their pros and cons, and if you're on the fence and you can't get both of them, and you had to pick one, if it was my money, I'd go with the Equalizer. What would you choose? Leave your comments. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks for watching.